Charlotte on the Scene, back here in the podcast. Charlotte on the Scene podcast. I'm sorry, it's been a long night. Got my main man. Hold up, I gotta do it right. Let me start back. Let me get right. Let me get right. Let me get right now.
Come on, man.
So, Charlotte on the Scene podcast. I got my main man, my main man, Aunt Morrow in the. Whoa. You slowing my flow up, son. Stop doing that.
My bad, brother.
My main man, more in the building. What up, Aunt? What's going on, man?
What's up, champ?
How you doing, brother? Everything good?
Everything good, bro.
Yeah.
First episode back after New Year's. Got a special guest.
Special guest.
Had
in
to
the
run
building.
it for my guy, man. We've been waiting on him for a while, but it's perfect timing right now. Episode 36.
My man 3 in the building. What's up, baby?
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing, man? It's good to see you, man. Happy to come in here. It's glad to have you in here, man.
Yeah,
Cousin L in the building too. What's up, cuz?
Hey, I'm fresh off the road, man. It's cold out, man. I need to be
cold.
home, man.
It was snowing out there.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm
man-
down here at least.
So 3, I want to start off, man. I'm so happy to have you in the building. Thanks for joining us and stamping the podcast. It means a lot to us, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Charlotte native, born and raised. You've been out here in these Charlotte streets. You've been out here working, hustling, rapping, musical talent, everything that you do, brother. We are so gifted and blessed to have you on the show today, brother. Thank you so much to have you here, man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. So I just want to get into it real quick, man. So where are you originally from? Talk to me nice now. Talk to me nice.
I'm born and raised Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been in Charlotte all my life, short amount of time, LA, New York, but it was more just working on projects when I was in those places. But for the most part, Charlotte always been my home.
That's what's up. What were you doing out in LA, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I was just working on projects. That's when I was signed with the Sony deal when I was with Jive.
Okay.
So, they had me working out there with some producers and stuff, some guys that did some tracks on the Godzilla soundtrack.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So they was pretty big. They had a place out in Malibu, so I was actually on the top of the mountains.
That's what's up.
Dr. Dre house. You could see Will Smith and Jada and them. They had a critic. This
Nice.
Malibu.
What's up?
But that's why I was recording and getting a good peace of mind and stuff out there. But, it was just a short amount of time while I was working on the project. And, went back to New York, back and forth to Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of, you got to network and, promo tours.
No doubt.
So.
No doubt. That was light flex too. You said, it's Malibu. I don't know.
I mean, yeah,
That was a light flex.
I was crazy because, I would come out and they'd be like, yo, they telling me, like, they flexing on me. They're like, yo, you see that house? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's dope. They're like, that's Will Smith. I'm
That's
like,
what's
oh,
up.
shit.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of folks get to experience things like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I had my brother out there. My uncle had came. So, for them to experience that with me and, for us to smoke some of the best weed on the planet on top of the mountains, on top of the hills, that was
view.
like an extra extended high. And all the music that we was doing, they was actually playing instruments inside the studio, the drums, so it was like a lot of stuff inside the recording that was not just me recording on the mic. It was like, live. You know what I mean? So
No doubt.
that was a different experience for me too.
What grade school and high school and middle school did you go to out of, from Charlotte, in West Charlotte?
Oh, well, my elementary was Raymond Road, one of my favorite schools ever. And,
Raymond Road Elementary.
I went there, Raymond Road Elementary.
Yeah.
I went there all of my years. And middle school, I went to McClintock. You know what I mean? I went there all of my years. High school, I went to Providence for a couple of years. Then I transferred to Garinger. Then probably like 11th grade, I had dropped out. I got too much in the streets. It was just, you know what I mean? Shit started happening. I started driving pawn cars, and started, if I would have stayed at Providence, I probably would have been good. But when I went to Garinger, it was too close to my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So I was skipping all the time. I was selling more drugs because it was too close. It was just accessible and
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, well, you know that was
He said it.
you know,
Yeah, let's make sure you think.
It's over with now. He good.
some bag weed, you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Couple
That's all.
bags, you know what I'm saying?
Some light,
I can
light.
deal with that. You know,
Yeah,
I can
some
deal
light.
with that. Couple bags.
That's what's up. Yeah, I got so, and I mean, like, you know, with us having, you know, with us and cousin L having three here, and I want to ask you what middle school and high school did you go to, and how'd you guys meet? You know what I'm saying, in the neighborhood coming up.
Well, for me and 3, man, it's like rec league basketball, AAU basketball, Charlotte Roars versus Charlotte Nets back in the day, Charlotte Aces.
Real
Charlotte-
rivalry.
Real rivalries, AAU. You know, man.
Yeah, right.
But, you know, we always just cool, man. You know, and my dad is from North Charlotte, so I spent a lot of time over there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The center over there, and
Yeah.
the church St. Philip's over there. Like we used to spend a lot of time over there. My dad went to Garringer, so you know that. And so like we just knowing each other and passing. Then growing up, I went to Carmel, and then I went to South Meck, and then I transferred to Charlotte Lake.
okay.
So like during that time, like we'll see each other in passing. I remember seeing him, and I saw him at the hookah spot. I'm like, man, I ain't seen. I had to look and make sure it was him first, cause I was gonna go. But we ain't seen each other since we was younger.
Right.
Went over there, dapped up, man. Kind of just like, you know, chopped it up, and then you had to go do some more. You remember? Then you got back, linked up again, and ever since then, man, just really on some.
Long
A lot
story
of
short,
guys-
we just really became family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because a lot of it's not like that in Charlotte as much. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of people that's doing different things in different areas, but it ain't like how, you know, me and bro linked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we went from the basketball court to start, you know, empowering, you know, and in business and, you know, just trying to see how we could raise the bar and things. You know, we both had got older, so when we kind of clicked back up, it was kind of like all our other crossings was just on the court. You know what I'm saying? When we was kids, you know what I'm saying? It was court. So when I caught up with him, because, you know, he on the road, he was, you know, traveling. He was still, you know, actively doing his thing, still, you know, on the, you know, that last run, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it was like, when I used to see him come across him, you know, it was just, you know, we just started building up because we was able to really have those real conversations and sit down and catch up and like, man, you remember this, you remember that, and that grew into brotherhood. So, you know what I'm saying? That's, yeah, I always had love and respect for each other, but we grew a real brotherhood.
That's what's
Sure,
up, man.
just over the years,
I
Building
respect
up
that.
our communities,
yeah.
you know, sharing them ideas,
Right.
business stuff. Like
Right,
now, you
yeah.
know, so we had to get them on, man.
Right, yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my
We
man.
got the
son.
timing together.
What-
it was good.
You guys being from West Charlotte,
He's from
you
North
from North
Charlotte.
Charlotte? Okay, no, we got set something different. See, I've been here for. I know
Let's
what
go-
that
let's go.
means.
You go to
I know what
North
that
Charlotte
means.
boys
Yeah,
gonna be
Charlotte.
watching. They gonna check you.
Respect. Man. I don't want no work. I don't want no work.
Nah.
I got prepaid legal. Nah, but, nah. So, you guys being from Charlotte, and having that culture, being raised here, how would you look at? And I'm gonna get back to your background, but I want to. We're on a subject right now. I really want to touch on. How do you look at the culture from when you guys were coming up to what it is now, either West, North, or just Charlotte as a whole?
You know,
You want me to answer you?
I mean, I'll go first because we really want to hear what you. But I'll say, both where we come from is similar elements. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it was, you know, it was real wild growing, like the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, back then but in a crazy way, it was more kind of unity. Like it was real, like structure. So like, it was some lines you didn't cross when it came to the elderly, kids. You know what I'm saying? And now, like somebody just got killed in Little Rock Apartments. God bless them. You know, they just shot the car up. They didn't care who was in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like back then it was more you had to know how to get to somebody.
Yeah.
It was more planning and structured stuff. I mean, it was still streets. That's everywhere.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
But now it's more like the Wild Wild West, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
not only with the streets, it's just the economy, just in general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was times to where like I remember having my deal, and my mama, she used to be like, "You need to get this house. This house ain't number $10,000. You always gonna have a house to come back to. When those girls they run off and leave you, I'm gonna be right here, and we gonna own the house." And I'm like, "Man, I ain't paying no $10,000 for that." But at this time, this was so cheap.
Yep.
Well, now we talking about the houses at $500,000. You see what I'm saying? So with me having my deal money, I could have took $50,000 in my advance, and I could have bought half of my community.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But mentally, I wasn't there. I'm an 18-year-old kid.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's like, what you expect me to do? I'm spending all my money on clothes and jewelry and going out every night. You know what I'm saying? But when the economy changed and they buying all the property, they buying all the land now. It's no more Section 8. It's no more affordable homes for the people to stay in. Only people that got homes is people like my grandmother that's been staying in her house for 53-something years. You see what I'm saying? And certain people that's been staying in their house for like that, and they ain't really more so worried about settling on the price. They 80-something years old.
Well, you know what's going on now too is like I was talking about with my step-pops the other day, especially in America as a whole, wages do not match inflation. And everything is inflated right now. If you go to the supermarket, you're sitting here paying $100 would get you a lot of groceries back in the days. $100 ain't doing nothing for you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And so like, and then with the elderly, like your grandmother, people like that or whatever, they're in a situation where they want a fixed income.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they only could do but so much. And then they're buying a lot of those homes in North Charlotte and West Charlotte and flipping them. And we ain't got to talk about that, right? Because that goes on. They go into the community and buy these homes, buy them for cheap, and then tear them down and build up these, and take over the neighborhood.
They only doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. It's natural maturation.
It's our job, it's our culture and our people to outsmart the game too. You know what I'm saying?
That's
More of us, we have to team up and say, listen here, we gonna get all of these and we gonna get all of these too.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. They might just make a call and, hey, you seen that one over there? Great house. I think we can go over there and dress that up and sell that for whatever they gonna sell it for.
Yeah.
Because once they put the floors down and build it, they
So,
know motherfuckers
they
they
know.
coming in there
It's a
and
wrap.
get it. You know what I mean?
It's
So
a
wrap.
us as our culture, that's always been the problem. We don't have no unity amongst each other. We don't have everybody be like, man, shit, well, I'm going to go get the house instead of saying, listen, man, you got 20? Okay, cool. I'm going to put another 40 on top of it. Let's go ahead and get the property.
But
What we doing?
But you know what though, we gotta get back to your background. But I will say this: this is great conversation. I gotta make sure we stay on topic. But what I will say to you, and I will say to Cousin L and my man Ant, what I will say is that with us as a people, we have been really degraded to where we've been broken up. Like a lot of cultures outside of us have that unity because they were afforded that unity. We don't have that unity. And it's hard for us to get it when you've been systematically broken down over the years. I mean, think about it. We had HBCUs, and I don't want to get too deep with it because I gotta get my sponsors, but we had HBC, we had infrastructure after Reconstruction. And after Reconstruction, we bought into bringing everybody inclusive, and it kind of hurt us. If you look at a lot of cultures right now, they tend to their own because they're building their own up. And I'm about being inclusive, but we haven't taken care of ourselves. We are the most sought after culture in the community, period, in the world, and we are the most robbed because we don't take advantage of our talent. And you being a music artist, you would know that the best.
Right.
So I want to get back to you being a music artist and your hip hop. And I want to know your experiences from West Charlotte, you coming up. North Charlotte. I'm sorry. Apologies.
Strike two, bro.
North
they watching.
Charlotte. Pause.
Boys on Allen
North
Street.
Charlotte. But like I really want to know what made you get into hip hop, because you have a big political voice. I can see it. I've been around you. We've talked a lot of times. How did you get into music, and what drove you into having that spirit to express yourself, in music?
Yeah. Well, I always loved music, but my brother, he was actually in a music group when I was, a kid, you know what I'm saying? More so teenager, you know what I'm saying? And he my older brother, so I always looked up to him. You know, he was like my first inspiration. We grew up in a household together, so that's the first person, the older person that I looked up to.
Wow.
Slept on the same bed. I always wanted to do everything he wanted to do. Play basketball, be in the streets, rap, everything was because of him. Yeah, he was in a group called Lost Souls, and you know, that formed into being For Real Records, and that's the first you know, label. That was the first people that I was up under was my brother group. So, you know what I mean? He used to be in the studio, and I used to always just try to rap bars and put punchlines and stuff together. And he used to be like, you just ain't really there yet. And there was this one rhyme that I came and I hit for him. He like, yeah, that was all right. Hit that for them, see what they think. So once they approved and they started to let me on my first song, you know, that inspired me to just, you know, because he was always musically inclined, but he didn't care about it. He cared more like about the streets.
Gotcha.
But like my whole, who I looked up to first, it had to be him. You know what I'm saying? Like before, like any type of inspiration. Now I got inspiration of artists that's in the industry, but if we talking the first person that made me want to do this, it was him. Because he was rapping and I'm looking up to them. I'm like, can I go? You know, can I ride with y'all? I come to the club too. I just stay in the car. This is my big brother. So I just want to always, I would be quiet sometimes just so they wouldn't be like, yeah, man, he got to go, man. We finna go over, you know?
Right.
Because I'm too young, you know what I
Right.
mean? So my brother, I had to get that to him for as my first inspiration of me wanting to do music and actually even be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing peers that I done looked up to and grew up with, and for them to be in a music group, I wanted to automatically be a part of. Like, I'm gonna be the first young one that they get out of the neighborhood, because we had a lot of people that was like young legendary dudes that was like,
coming up,
be like, boy, you gonna be a little still, you something else,
Right.
nigga, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Be like
you know, to
Wayne.
have that and them really appreciate it, because that was hard out the hood, you know, for us to be, you know, you get that from the OGs, like, look, nigga, you hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
yeah.
I'm looking up these niggas with the gold chains on the ride and the 5.0s and shit like that. I'm looking up to this, you know what I mean?
I know about the 5.0 gang. I
See what I'm saying?
I know a little.
I'm taking way back.
What's
You know
that?
what I mean? Yeah. The
Know about
Acuras and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Lex Bubble and all that. Yeah.
Lex Bubbles.
So when they respected it, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be doing something right. You know what I mean? But that took a lot of rhymes. That took a lot of balling up the piece of paper and throwing them in the trash can. This ain't good enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Well,
What
let
was
me,
your-
let me say something.
All right.
When my cousin introduced me to you or whatever like that, and I started following you on IG, and I seen you post. I'm one of the type of people that if somebody post something, I'm gonna post it.
Right.
I'm not one of the people that just follow and just be watching. No, I post it. If somebody's doing something. But I remember your videos and your music, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker talented as fuck. Like, how the fuck? Because I know you can sing,
Yeah.
you can rap and all that, and plus you do the clothing line, which we're gonna get into. But also, I posted your stuff on my story and everything, and you know, some of the chicks was like, "Who that?" I gotta take this down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I gotta take it. You know,
He hating, bro. Don't hate L. Cousin L.
I mean, hold up.
That's nasty.
I mean, I'm just keeping it
That's
real.
bad.
Like, yo, who that? Where you at? Huh? You know what I mean? But we gonna, you know. But how did you get to be multiply talented like that? Not just rapping.
yeah, well, I mean, that had to just be something that was in me. You know what I'm saying? I remember even before rap, you know what I'm saying? My mama, she had paid for me to get in art school because I was art. I was crazy with the drawings. You know what I'm saying? I remember her sending me over to the art school, and I used to draw on tables, have a crowd around me, all type of, you know what I'm saying? And I dropped out of the school, and she like, man, I done paid for this and this and that. Well, you gonna have to figure something else, and don't ask me to do nothing else. So it's like, I think that's just something you born with. That's just really a talent you given. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was artistic. I started writing by doing poetry. You know what I'm saying? Like, writing poetry, and I figured like, okay, if I can make these words rhyme, I definitely can be a rapper, because poetry, that's rap. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things that I was, you know, playing basketball was my overall dream. Music just came about, you know what I'm saying, by me being inspired by my brother and them, watching them and seeing what I was going around. I just started to put it in rhyme. Singing, I was singing before I was rapping. I was singing on the choir, you know what I'm saying? My grandmother, they been in the same church since before I was born. So it's like, you know, I grew up in you know, in the church, because I was staying in my grandmother's household. You can't stay in there and Sunday morning. You're going to have to go somewhere else.
You do too.
Going to
Yeah,
church.
that's
You know
real.
what I'm saying? So it's
That's
like me being musically inclined and knowing how to, you know, do harmonies and different stuff like that. It came from me being on the choir because they teaching us all that as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I always was musically inclined, you know what I'm saying, with just multiple talents. Like I said, art, just music, fashion, acting, all that type of stuff. That shit been in me all my life.
So with me, I tell you something. When I first met you, and I've seen you, you know, we've known each other for years now. It's crazy, right? Because time goes by fast. I've always been. I always liked how you dress. I think you have a nice sense of style. I think you really know how to put pieces together. I think you know how to, and I'm not no fat. I'm a fly dude. I mean, I want to do it. But anyway, gotta talk fly. Gotta talk fly to the fly one. But I think you really know how to put pieces together and know how to mesh fashion well. Where do you get that talent from? Where do you get that side of yourself from? What do you attribute to? Is it your family, or is it, you know, or?
Well, I just always like the clothes, and you know, I would probably have to get it to my mom. I never really wore like a lot of the same things. And, you know, this is a podcast, and she probably wouldn't like me expressing it, but you know, me coming up, my mom was a booster, a very good one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you know, I never really wore the same things. You know, she used to go out and really hustle, you know what I'm saying? She used to take orders from people in the hood and be like, you know, okay, when school's starting back, how many uniforms you need, how many outfits you need, and when she would go fulfill those orders. So it's like every time that she was going to fulfill those orders, I would wake up sometimes and I would have Biggie Boy and just polos and Eddie Bauer and Jabos and stuff just stacked up. Shoes, everything stacked up. Because she was in the streets. She was out there living a different lifestyle. So me coming up in my, not that I couldn't stay with my mother, but you know, you have your way with your grandmother. You know, we all know ain't no love like a grandmother's love. So like all my school years, I grew up with my grandmother. I grew up in a, you know, household. But my mama, she always provided. You know what I'm saying? It's four of us. She always was there to provide and whatever she had to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times she'd be like, "Why the hell you on that interview saying that about I used to do that?" I'm like, "Mom, you know, it's 20 years ago. This your old lifestyle, you know." I'm thankful to say that you've been clean all these years and you not overcame that, you know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I had to get my fashion sense because she's very fashionable, and her mother, which is my grandmother, is very fashionable as well. And I got to get to my father, you know, we still, you know, building on our relationship, but at the end of the day, you know, parents is parents, you know what I'm saying? We can't get them back again, you know what I'm saying? We can't get another father or that, regardless of him not being there all my life. I got to give you some type of credit for bringing me in because I wouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying? And with me being here, I can always chase an opportunity. You know, God give me the strength. I'm always providing. I can handle the rest. Just keep me, you know what I mean? Keep me protected, keep me armored, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I ain't making no excuses, you know what I'm saying? I ain't here to be saying, oh, okay, when the bills and all this come. I don't complain about bills anymore because I realize with me staying by myself and me handling my own, I'm always gonna have to do that. No matter what. I'm never, I don't, man, goddamn, man, these bills the first of the month gotta come out. I'm not complaining about that. I got a house over my head. I know I got to pay insurance. I know I got to pay a car note. I know I got to pay for my kids and, you know, for things in my lifestyle and such. So what am I complaining about over something that's going to always be there that I'm going to have to pay? You know what I mean?
See, you done conditioned yourself, bro.
Yeah.
So you got to train yourself when you come from them areas.
Yeah.
Because you done seen pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you know you have to handle your own business, you know you have responsibilities, you got to plan ahead. And that's just part of being a man. But being a man is different with different elements of people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's a testament to you, bro, because you know, like I said, you know what's going on, how you grew up. We talk about your father and all that.
Right.
As far as the fashion and all that stuff, like being creative as a kid, you never realize when that's gonna hit you again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you never know when you go, that might snap back in and you wanna be an artist.
Right.
Or you wanna do film or you wanna whatever you wanna do. And it's something you can do forever. So
So you were in you grew up in North Charlotte, and then you got into music.
Yeah.
How did you get into music? What was your big break, and what broke you? Because a lot of people in Charlotte know, but some people don't know.
Right.
And I want them to know who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and what you've done, because this is a monumental interview, and this is one of my best interviews.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate it so much, and I gotta say it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, yo, I thank you for being.
I like the hat, man.
Well, it's all done by you. It's all for life.
This is my favorite shirt right here. Let me just say this before you get into that.
Yeah.
One day I was going to a cookout, and I had a Dior shirt on, and then I had this shirt on first, and I put a Dior shirt on. And my sister was like, what happened to the other shirt? Take that mess off. Throw that other one on. They're talking about this one right here. Y'all,
That was
I
a
swear
hit.
on my life. And I put this on, and hey, your girl might be in my DMs, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. The quality, everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been to a lot of places. I've been overseas. I've been a lot of places. The quality and everything, but the quantity's not there because I don't really see too many people with this. But I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
you saw an award. I wore it up to New York on that podcast, but it's cold. I got the hoodie up under it.
Right.
So like other people had it. They were like, he made a hoodie out of that? I was like, yeah. It's just mine though, bro. That's the homie.
I'm gonna tell you.
It was the t-shirt though.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the real joy is like, yo, before I moved out of my house, I did a video with that robe you gave me. That black robe.
Right.
Let me tell you
I was there when you first bought
it. Yeah. He gave me this robe. It's a black robe. I was gonna wear it tonight, but I wanted to give him this piece because this is a one-on-one. So I had to give him this piece tonight.
Very
you know what I mean?
much so,
Yeah, it's a one-on-one.
And the hat.
Yeah.
But them made on the 24. We sold out like 8 hours. I mean, I'm a popper, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But that robe had the hoodie on it.
Yeah.
And I was dancing from a fireplace.
Thought it was Ali.
I was doing my Diddy dance. Pause, dog. I was doing my Diddy dance, and I shot you the video. But like you like a lot of people have clothing lines and do that, but you really have good product, and I buy it. You know what I mean? I ain't buying no robe. So but you really have a good product, and I what I don't want to know I want to know who you're going through, but like what how do you pick out the pieces that you want or the fabric that you want? And shout out to you got your peoples in here today.
Yeah. We're gonna be doing some
yeah.
exclusive work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some limited pieces and stuff like that, man. That's all. I'm trying to really just tap into people that's seamstress and you know what I'm saying, other creators, because I got a relationships of vendors and people that I had throughout the years from me starting this, so I keep those relationships. I might have different people that may, make socks. I might have this person that make my jeans, different stuff like that. And fashion, like I said, man, you got to make the clothes. You can't let the clothes make you. It's just like I'm saying with the money.
Whoa, talk that shit. Talking that shit.
Run it back.
Life flex.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
like that.
Don't make
Talk
the
that
money
shit.
make it. Don't let the clothes make you. Because it's me. This is me. When I put it on, I don't care if it's from Target. I'm going to make it look good. You know what I'm saying? Because I like the shirt. You know what I mean? So, and that's what fashion is. Fashion ain't just, I got designer on from head to toe. That's easy work. We can do that. We talking, let's go to 5-6 different places to find one outfit, because you may get the accessories from this place. You got the top from this place. You got the garment over here. This is custom over here. You know what I'm saying? That's putting a real outfit together. That's fashion to me. It ain't just matching colors. Like certain colors you might just see in the thread. And that may match with like, boy, why you got this and they got brown there? Because I got the thread.
Because you got
that's
the hat
brown.
and the
You see what I'm saying?
They don't see it.
It's all about detail. And that's what I say. Like, you gotta know fashion. See, like I try to, when they go right, I'm just going left.
Of course.
I'm gonna go to where like I can't wear that 3, but you can wear that. No, but you ain't trying to wear that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what's crazy, bro?
Go ahead.
My bad.
No, you good.
Go ahead.
We talk about this all the time. Like, we know like the thrift stores and the vintage stores
Right.
that don't nobody know about.
Right.
So you might walk in there like a Saturday morning
Right.
and see a shirt that might be $22.
Yo, hold on. You been holding out? You ain't telling me about that. You been holding out? You holding out?
wanna
No,
know?
ain't telling you.
We'll talk on air, bro. I don't even know the name. I can bring you over there. It's by where he at. Talk about where he from.
Yeah.
No, we talk about that though. Because
You
like
holding out on me and cousin now, but go ahead.
that's crazy. Because I talk about like how I learned how to dress was just like not having a lot. Like you was blessed to have it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mom was doing it.
Right, yeah, man, she
But
doing
like
it,
you
yeah.
get like 2 pair of jeans, maybe 3 or 4 shirts, and you got to go through a whole school year. You don't know what you're gonna get. Maybe birthday, Christmas. You got to pray on something. Mixing stuff up and making it look cool. I'm like, all right, well at least I can get some shoes. So you can't make it look like you don't know how to match, but you can make it look like cool, like how we talking about now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's part of the beauty of it. Because
Right.
that's kind of the most creative you can be when it comes to that fashion. You know
Right.
what I'm
Want to
saying?
live good? My mom was so dope. But what
Kids,
did he say?
they need to know that, man.
4-finger ring. Even the gold coat, mama said, if I could pass a sheepskin hat, if I could get you packs and get the hat, that'd be that.
dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like we all
He had to put
it's-
50 cent in there at some point.
Southside.
Throw 50 in there.
At some
At some point, bro, every episode, 50 cent, something with him. Shout out to 50, man.
Some from Queens.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody.
Fuck if you put packs and get
Well,
the
them
hat.
Queens
that'll
folks
be that.
hell, boy.
That'll be dope. That'll be
What
dope.
are you doing? You messing with freestyle, bro.
Yeah, my bad. But my bad. Southside out there. But anyway, you're back to your hip hop days. So when you got discovered, when you were out rapping and trying to get a deal, how did that happen? How did you maturate into that situation? Give me that. I want to hear that story. Like you sitting here, you should say your big brother got you inspired.
Right.
What happened? How did you get to where you was at? Because people don't know the heights to where you got to.
Right. Well, some personal problems had happened throughout the group that we was in because there was a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? And I was the youngest out of the group. So, once the group kind of dispersed, I'm just kind of left on my own, you know what I'm saying? Because they, whatever the personal problem was for the group to break up, now I'm just out on my own, like, dang, what we gonna do, man? Ain't nobody else really doing that no more, man. Man, we on this and we on that.
Right.
So, I just went on along and carried the torch on my own. I came out with my first local album, and from then, I was just kind of performing in liquor houses and all the after-hour spots. I would just kind of go in and grab the mic at the after-hour spots because they was the only ones letting me grab it because a lot of spots, clubs, they were strategic about like people touching the mic and stuff like that. They was very particular about that. So I had to earn my way.
What year is this?
This might have been 2000.
Talk to me nice. Okay.
Yeah, we going way back.
like-
We in 25, so I'm even thankful to be able to say that I've been doing this just that long. And I'm talking still irrelevant, still relevant. You know what I'm saying? Still at a, to where I can execute in fashion, I can execute in movies. Like people know what I do musically because the deals and the proof is there. My documented.
Yeah.
It was nothing, never like, a person who know, they'll know. But like you said, for the viewers that don't know, it's a lot of people that's, a lot younger. When I was 18, they probably, nose was snotty. They probably was still in the house on the porch. Like, seriously.
No, it's real.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
real.
Because
It's
like,
real.
catching a deal at 18, you got to think about somebody that may be 27, 26 years old, 25, 24 years old.
Right.
22, they was like a kid.
Yeah.
If I'm 18, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like when I was catching these things, they might have not even been off the porch yet. They might be looking, but if they 26, 27, 28, anything up in it, like they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know either.
Right.
If they knew probably because their mother or somebody, their daddy, somebody in their household was like, listen, you don't know who this is? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
And the thing is, what's crazy about we go to the Fuse is that, that's how I met Ant. I didn't know who Ant was. We just have conversations. I didn't know 3 did what he did. We just had casual conversations.
Right.
And 3 was a Dallas Cowboys fan. So it wasn't starting off the right way anyway.
I didn't know that, man.
It wasn't starting the right way anyway. Yeah, it was a bad situation. But so how did you get your deal? How did you get a situation to get your deal, and how did you get to where you needed from there? Yeah. So how did you? You know, so you went from that to getting your deal. How did you get your deal? Like I remember people telling me about it, but I want to hear you explain how you got to get your deal.
Right. Well, my first deal came from a demo actually getting to a intern that was working in the office at Russell Simmons Music Group was up under Def Jam.
It was a spinoff. Yeah, I remember.
Yep. And that was he had his own label. So
yeah, he did. I remember that.
I was an artist actually signed to the label once a demo kind of got to Russell Simmons, the president of the company. You know, they reached out.
Okay.
And it was just crazy how the timing and the aligning was, because I was already on my way going to New York to meet with Swiss Beats for a situation, a sit-down meeting with Swiss.
Talk that shit. Ain't we?
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm going back to New York. Anything New York, he gonna turn up on that.
When I say I'm on the way to New York, I say Swizzy. You know what I'm saying? The Queen. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Hey,
Nah. But nah, it was just crazy because I had a meeting set up with Swiss, and just halfway from me getting to New York, you know, saying I get a call from Russell Simmons on the phone halfway on the way to New York. Wow. And Russell called me. He was like, hey, you know, this is Russell Simmons. So I done told a lot of people in my neighborhood, you know, like, I'm going up here to meet with Swiss, and I'm coming back with the deal and all this. So I'm really thinking when Russell called, it's just somebody just playing on my phone. I'm thinking like, there's no way this can be happening at the same time. But it happened. You know what I'm saying? So I hung up the phone. And he was like, this Russell said, I'm like, man, niggas playing on my phone. Stop bullshitting, man. Like, go ahead. I'm on the way to get this deal with Swizzy. Y'all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Call back. So I'm telling my brother, I'm like, man, it's a 212 number. You know, it's the office number. You know, I never forget it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, you need to answer that. So I answered, yo, this is Russell Simmons, you know. How fast can you get to New York? And I'm like, I'm already on the way to New York, you know what I'm saying? I got a meeting with Swiss. It gave me a little, you know, more boost, because I'm like, yo, I'm finna go meet with Swiss in New York. He said, okay, well, give me a meeting first. If you meeting with Swiss at this time, give me a meeting on this time. So I'm like, all right, cool. Right. He said, well, shoot, you know, when you get in the thing, you know, they're going to be waiting on your office. They're going to have some couple gifts for you, straight off the bat. You know what I'm saying? So I get up there, and he wasn't there. When I got there, they called him, and they was like, Russell, you know, S-Dub is here. You know what I'm saying? And if you know, the S-Dub, you know, that was a, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to get into that.
Talk that. You know what I mean? You know that. Talk that. So he was like, man, yo, I'm coming from the dentist. Y'all just go ahead and stick around. So I'm texting Swiss. I'm texting my man who actually set the meeting up with him. I'm like, man, yo, I'm over here in Russell Simmons' office. So by the time when Russell get there and they play a couple songs and, you know, whatever the case may be, they done brought in gifts for the family, the whole nine. Like, had a shell toe, and it had 50th anniversary on the thing. Yep. What size do you wear? So I'm like, 9.5. Let me see. This make this now. You know this is set this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a agent that know. Hey, yo, Anthony, what's your size? They come in. I mean, you know, this guy. I don't know if we
already know your size.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
But I'm just saying. But so
I like it.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm like 9.5. You know what? Today might be your lucky day.
Just come back with it. They already knew it. They already knew it. That's a good feeling, boy.
9.5. These are yours.
That's a good
I'm
feeling.
I'm an 18-year-old kid. Guess what?
Can I ask you a question? What's it like to have somebody court you like that? A company court you like that, like for your talent, like a major. Like, first of all, this is not just. This is Def Jam. This is Russell Simmons. You know what I'm saying? This is not like that's the Harvard of hip hop.
That's like
that's the Harvard. That's the Harvard of hip hop. What's it like? What was your feeling like when you were at that moment and you're being courted by the Harvard of hip hop? I gotta hear that.
But the thing is, I was 18-year-old then. I didn't know.
You ain't know how big
I
the
didn't
moment
know.
was.
I had to get that all the way up into now, like recently, because I just done grew so much wisdom when I became a real man. I done went through all of this stuff and became a man. I didn't know at the time. Even my people that was there, my brother, my ex-manager that was there, we all was,
Yeah.
And for him to come right after that, he done brought all this fat for him. He done brought all of this baby fat in here for my whole family. I had outfits and stuff for my grandparents. That's how much bags they came and brought in. Yeah, all these are for you. All this
It's
for
funny.
you.
So 3, you know what's funny? I'm gonna cut you off. It's funny because we had Nas on here, who used to be executive at Def Jam, and Michael Jackson called him, and he remember he was like, I don't know who the hell you playing game.
Yeah.
It seems like when everybody gets called by a big person, the first reaction is like, oh, you're lying. I don't.
I mean, it kind of be too big to be true. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
gotta
like
process it. You gotta process that.
You gotta really, Well, where was we at though?
No, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, so you were at the point where you were saying that it was a lot to process at that age because you didn't know what you were going through.
I didn't know at 18 like that.
Right.
This was all a plot. These was all incentives to we gonna sign this kid. You know what I'm saying? If he get hype over these type of things right here,
It's over.
we got him. And for him to ask a question right after that, yeah. So what do you want? How much you want? How much do you want? I'm looking at my manager because I don't want to say
you
too
don't wanna
much, and
say-
they be like, "Get out my office." You know what I'm saying? No, hey, look. I want $1 million is what should have been said. You know what I'm saying? I want $1 million.
Yeah,
That's what in my head what I want to automatically
Absolutely,
say.
as you should.
So my manager, he like this here. He like, man, I'm looking at him like, cause he my man. You know, like
supposed
what
to
we
know that.
want. You know what we want. He like, man, shit, man. Man, we gonna have to at least get, man. We want at least 600,000. He looked at us. He said, "I'll give you 4." Yeah, we good. Now, for the people that don't know,
break it down.
For the people that
Break it
don't
down.
know, 400,000 is overall your whole budget for a project. Now you do get advance, which advance may be 75 to 100,000, maybe 120, somewhere in there.
That's
for
for you to
advance.
live off of.
Absolutely.
Now that's just for you to live off of. Now you know you got to
gotta
pay this
recoup
back,
that,
but this
yeah.
not explained fully. It's just like, you have 100,000 to your bank account.
So now-
what? 100,000 when you by the time you get back home.
So now we're in the industry 101. So what happened when?
Yeah, so-
100,000. How long you spent? How long did it take you to spend that damn thing?
I don't know, a couple years though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you got
Broke
to
it
think
down.
things was a lot different then. You know,
Yeah.
stuff wasn't as expensive and
No
crazy.
inflation.
Like we talk about
Yeah.
groceries, different
Right.
things. It was everything was a little different then. And it was a couple years because you got to think. With me actually signing the deal, I was getting booked for shows and parties, and I
Okay,
was
so you had
looking
money
off a
coming
lot
in.
of people just coming and like, you're gonna be the next star, man. Like it had a lot of people leeching in, trying to just here, man. It go 3,000. I would be places and be in the studio, and I'm waiting in Atlanta. They're like, yo, you gonna be the new one here. Here go 5,000.
So
You see what I'm saying? So you live off of
So I remember one time we were talking in the bar, and you told me, and you got to chime in because you got to chime in. You know, I'm gonna have my questions.
Right.
But like, I remember one time you was telling me how like even Jay hit you up on the phone, or
Jay who?
Jay-Z.
No,
Or
I had met Jay in
you
one
had, you had met Jay.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Good. I listened to
New
your
York
story.
nigga.
You see how excited he is when you're talking?
Because 3, listen.
Nah, that's testimony though. Nah, yeah.
3, I listen. 3,
Yeah.
we been at the bar mad time talking about life situation, whatever, but I listen to your stories.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, I cherish your stories.
Yeah.
And I love them.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You first of all, listen. You're not just here as a guest. You're my
Right.
boy.
Absolutely.
You're my man,
Absolutely.
son. And I'm from New York.
Right.
This is my brother. So I want you to give them everything. So you met. Tell us story.
Yeah, this when I was signed to Jive. Then that's when I had a deal through Special, and I was signed through Jive, and we was at One Oak. It was after something. I think it was concert. It might have been even Summer Jam, if I ain't mistaken. I think
Okay.
it was after Summer Jam, and we went to One Oak. I mean, you know, special. I mean, he had all the relationships. If you know him. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of different relationships with a lot of different big people.
Yeah, special. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we was at
So you know special.
yeah, y'all was signed to international. You know.
Yeah, I know about Natasha.
Yo, okay, I never knew. You know what special
Yeah,
is,
that's
right?
what I'm talking about.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
Yeah, that's who I was signed to with the job deal. That's who the whole job deal came through. You know what I mean? But back to the story.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
Yeah, we was in One Oak, and you know, just from his relationships and stuff, we was right there with him, and I remember him going over to Jay and all, and he was like, "Yo, you know, this is my artist and shit." You know what I'm saying?
No.
So Jay was like, "Yeah, what's your name and shit?" I was like, S-Dub. He was like, S-Dub. Okay, cool. I'm gonna look out for you. But I thought that was dope as fuck for Jay to just tell me that. I mean, I know he probably don't remember, but I never forget it. You see what I'm saying? Because this whole, I'm lucky. Like, look, he had the cardigan on, no jewels, clean watch on, no nothing, just ace of spade everywhere. Jeezy was in there with him that night. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna always be a moment for me to shake hands with an icon and somebody that's on my top 5 list. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like.
Can I tell you something? And I'm gonna be real with you. So I used to rap in Baltimore, and I'm not gonna put that up there because I gave Lawrence my demo tape when I was in Martha's Vineyard. And Lawrence was like, "What the fuck we trying to do? You 40 years old." Remember that, right? I remember that shit, right? Am I lying though? No, my shit was hot, but like I was too old.
I mean, it sound like you know, Monkey MC or something. But
So look. I remember when saying you ever met Jay-Z, that shit is very rare because I was signed to Norm Scola. Well, I was signed to a kid who was, you know, he's working on a project or whatever, and he walked into Mr. Chow's in L.A. and he saw Jay-Z. You know, he saw Jay-Z in there, and Jay-Z gave him a head nod, and I remember because he's the one that co-wrote the Thong song, and he was like, that shit was the biggest plug ever. He was like, because I had 50's number, I had everybody else's number, but nobody has Jay-Z's number. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so like to be there and to experience to have that is you've reached the pinnacle, and not saying he's the pinnacle, but like you've been in them situations where you met legends.
You was in the room.
You was in them rooms.
Yeah, I've been in them rooms.
I mean, I know them rooms.
Like, you know, studio with Nas and Busta Rhymes all at the same time.
That's it.
Right.
And
yeah, no, I see. This is the thing.
You too, Queens. I mean,
nah, but it's just like it's crazy because I was in. I got you. I was in. I think I was in college.
Yeah,
I was going to college. And he a superstar. You know what I'm saying? To us, definitely from us.
He's a superstar when he was in college.
Yeah, like I'm going to college. I told him this. I tell him this all the time. I was like, bro, it was crazy seeing you on. You did the Def Jam, where y'all did the show. I forgot the name of it. The Russell Simmons, the showcase you won.
Right. And that was the BET.
The BET joint.
BET. Yeah, that was for one shot.
And how old were you then? You was like what?
I might have been about 20-something then. Well,
you was younger.
About 25.
You was about 25 then?
Yeah.
But you was already a star like when we was like 18, 19.
Might have been about 30. Yeah.
You like 30?
Yeah, I mean, because...
That's long with it, because I'm 39.
Yeah,
but whatever
I'm 38
it was...
now, so I had to be about 30 for the BET show. I had to be...
When
Because
they
was
did
probably
that?
about 7 years ago. Yeah, it's been a minute now.
Well, I know when you was coming out, when you came out then, it was like, yo, he already like, they know you from where you from. You already got everything going.
Right.
And I'm like, shit, I'm going to school. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, out here really a star in Charlotte. You know what I mean?
So Ed, when you were in college, and you saw 3 on his Apex, what was your experience with it? Like, this is Charlotte, right? This is For the Baby. You are the and I'm not trying to, but you were the original Charlotte artist. Yeah. So
we had his music. Like we listen to his music. You know what I mean? Like most of the guys that have a relationship or they cool, we support each other, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like I was in Italy or something at lunch, and I was eating, and I'm on YouTube or something like that, and I see my boy on there with the freestyle you did with the Carolina jersey on. Carolina. I think it was with
Sway in the morning.
Sway in the
Oh,
morning.
you're talking that shit right
I
now.
said, oh, nah, he out here now. I said, he really made
Yeah,
it. No, he was on there with Sway going
He
crazy.
slid in it.
Bro.
Hey, look, I name, look, very up there.
Listen.
We don't got the answers, Sway. You
ain't
don't got the answers.
answers.
Like I was on that. Yeah, I was on that.
He got the Carolina jersey on.
Yeah,
I'm sitting at this
purposely.
little, bro, I already know. I'm at this like little bistro or something. I'm just eating and I'm like scrolling. And I see him, because this is like before like you really get the ticker on everything and like scroll and see stuff. So I saw it, I was like, I'm like, that's bruh. Yeah. Put my headphones on. I'm in the bistro going crazy. Now all these Italian people just looking at me like this. I'm like, I'm seeing it. Then you had to pay back.
Yeah, payback. Yeah.
He got the tease on the video.
Yeah.
You need to put that out.
Yeah.
And like I was in, what was we at then? We was in, I think I was in like, we was in like Russia or something. And I was playing that, walking up and down the street. You know what I'm saying? And I was
Yeah,
like,
I
man,
remember
cuz
you
really on
called
some
me from
global
over there.
shit.
You called me like, man, I'm way somewhere. Italy,
Yeah,
one
I
of
was
them.
in
He was
Italy.
like, man, I'm way up here and I'm playing your payback shit. This shit
To
is
the
crazy.
whole team
Yeah.
and people out there listening to it. I got it on the
You
speaker.
telling me that Russell Westbrook, all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
So you had you were on one of the best hip hop soundtracks of all time to me, movie soundtracks, and Too Deep.
Yeah.
And Too
No,
Deep.
Waist Deep.
Waste deep.
Nice.
Yeah. So what? How'd you get that?
Well, that came through the Def Jam deal from what I was signed to, because actually, Russell and them was the executive producers of the movie.
Never knew that.
See what I'm saying? That was like they movie. So it was like every artist that was signed to him, we was automatically on the soundtrack.
So how does that?
You had Cube, you had different
But,
people. that was on there.
so how does that work as a business? Like, so if you sign to, you get to be on there, or how does that
Well,
work?
I would hope so. If you
Yeah.
got a label and you got a movie soundtrack, I would hope you have all your artists actually on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So that's just really how
It's like
it
a
went.
tester.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I
Some music
said,
out
they
there.
had Ice Cube. They had a lot of different
Wait,
people on
hold
there.
on. I'm talking to him. I ain't talking to you. But go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
My bad, brother. You know what I mean?
Nah, but
I mean, listen,
yeah.
we all got braids here, brother.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, listen, let's just keep this clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take your hat off, brother, so I can see what's really going on.
They going
Hey,
crazy.
and I want to. Oh yeah, see.
I don't care.
Hey, he don't care no more, bro.
All right, so continue.
That was
We
continue.
got
Good job.
to take time out for the satire. Let's go back to my man's
My
story,
bad.
son.
My bad.
Yeah,
My
you
bad.
go, yeah,
My bad.
Yeah. But so with that, what are your major accomplishments in music that you feel?
I feel like all of them would be accomplishments.
I knew you gonna say
Love that
everything.
answer.
Yeah.
Love that
You
answer,
feel me?
man.
Like you signing the
Love that
Def
answer.
Jam, then you go off
Yeah.
and get
Glad you
shot
look at it
6
like that.
times, and
I'm
then
glad
you
you
go
look at it
off
like
and
that.
go to Sony, and then you hot stop for 8 minutes, then you go off after that and just go off and go on a BET show and get the, you know what I'm saying, and win. You know what I mean? You don't just go, you go and win. So like all of those are major accomplishments. You know what I'm saying?
I saw your video when you was on the BET show, and it was electrifying. And I look at it like, so like there are people, I want to tell you this, and this is me giving you your flowers. I was in hip hop for a long time. I opened up for a lot of people, did a lot of things. Lawrence, well, Cousin L, I didn't want to give his government out, but like he had a label with Def Jam. He has a lot of artists. Scam Scarfo. I don't know if you know the Fight Club.
You
Whatever.
was on the Waist Deep soundtrack?
And I was like a minor league compared to what you were. Been around a lot of people, but like you reached a lot of heights doing it, and it's a grind.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a grind. How do you keep your mind as far as like running through that grinding, being positive and saying, I'm one of one, I could do this, and putting everything else aside and saying, this is my goal, this is my everything.
Yeah, well, I'm like I said, I'm just now reaching that point. Cause then I'm just living. I'm just an 18-year-old kid. So what I did with my money was what a normal 18-year-old would do. Blow it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm straight out of North Charlotte. What you think I'm gonna do? I'm going to Eastland Mall every day. I'm saying, give me them, give me them, give me them. Hey, bro, get him something.
Absolutely.
Such and such. I'm burning it up. I went to the jewelry store and spent $10,000 the first time it cleared. Man, give me both of them earrings. Give me 2 rings. Give me this tennis bracelet. Give me this such and such. How much? Nah, man, that's gonna be like $10,000. Okay, cool. Put it on this card. Cause you know what? I gotta carry that image. I'm a rapper. I'm signed to Def Jam. I'm around the elite, so I need to look up to Paul. And I was looking up to Paul. I was blending in. You know what I'm saying? I worked with all the best producers, DJ Toomp, everybody that was hot at the time. Drummer Boy before he even was Drummer Boy. You know what I'm saying? When he was running around in his Denali and he was just coming dropping beats off like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I be looking at this type of stuff and I just be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was never musically with me. It was always the business. It was always the people that was behind that was handling the business. We ain't even getting no millions and people trying to shave off the top. You know what I mean? They knew I was a star. You know what I'm saying? Else I wouldn't have even been signed to a deal.
Let me ask you a question. This is about to be deep conversation right here. We blew through our budget in 6 months.
No, saying we, who?
Me and Sam Scarfo and Candid, Gorilla Pimp, the group. That was two deals with signed.
Yeah, blew through y'all shit.
We blew. Well, I would just say me and Scarfo. I put me and Scarfo. That's my brother. Yeah, it's my family. You know what I'm saying? This is actually his cousin right here, and we blew through it in 6 months.
How?
Why do we have that mentality?
No. How?
I mean, we was we was
doing the same shit.
We stayed. Our crib was right on the Hudson River. When I was sleeping, I was at it. I was at the water.
You was at Edgewater?
No, I was right in Jersey City.
Edgewater. Edgewater's further up. Right up to the Hudson. Yeah.
And so you had to hit. But why do we do that? What is? I understand that we like to floss. We like to do that.
No. Can I ask you a question? I'm not trying to take the interview away from you. I got to put this out there. I went to Miami one time, and I was around this dude, and I didn't know what Clemson University was because I'm from up north. And so my boys and I, we used to get rooms at the Shore Club when I couldn't afford it. Can't afford it now, but I couldn't afford it back then. And we were there, and so I met this Caucasian guy out there. We were talking, and I started talking about politics. Like, I love talking about that stuff. And he was like, so he went to Clemson, and he had a class taught by what's the guy with the funny hair at Princeton? I forgot his name.
Talking about with the glasses?
Yeah, with the glasses, yeah.
Cornell
West. I'm so sorry.
Cornell West. That's
Cornell West. So Cornell West was teaching his class for a semester, and he asked a question. And so he's a white guy. He asked a question. He said, "Why is it that when African Americans get money, they gotta be loud with it?" He asked that question to Cornell West. He called him Dean, though. He talked to him as Dean.
Theory.
No. It was what Cornell West said. Cornell West said, well, when you've been silenced for so long and people don't think you have it, you have a tendency to show it off. And I remember watching a commercial where, Cadillacs back in the 60s were the biggest thing to buy. Who were buying them? Us.
We were, yeah.
Because we were trying to show what we had.
Even in my time, my era, if you had a Cadillac, it was like a Bentley back then.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was the top notch. That was that was the top luxury as a guy.
With the white walls.
You know what I mean? Out the hood with some Vogues.
My daddy had, he had my pops.
Like, you know what I mean? Like how they look at Bentleys and Wraiths and shit. Right. Like that's how they looked at a Cadillac back in the era when I was coming up. You had a Cadillac, you was like,
was really like that.
She was checking. You like, like, he's in the caddy. He's in the caddy.
Yeah.
He's in the lac. You know what I mean? Like, so,
The crazy.
I love lacs. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite. You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing is, go back to what we was talking about earlier. They don't teach us that shit in school, bro. So we already economically behind.
Yes.
We don't come from no wealth, no equity.
Nope.
We don't come from no trust funds. We don't come from that. So when you blessed enough to be talented enough to make it out of it, I want to show you this shit. Like I had a Benz staying with my dad because he didn't want me to rent or lease nothing before I bought something and got something built and owned it. I said, well, I'm just gonna be in this Benz at your house in East Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? And thinking back, I'm like, shit just gotta escalate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't regret it, but that's how we think though.
Right.
But if they taught me in school about all that I had to learn in my early and mid 20s, if I had that at 6, 7 years old, without a trust fund, I could have learned it. And then by the time I was 17, you got on 18 years old, 19 or something like that, You already had that knowledge. You would have known what to look for, so you didn't go.
Well, that's another thing we got to talk about because we don't connect the knowledge together. It's crazy with our culture, and I'm gonna get back to how you blew the budget because I'm gonna get back to that how you messed that shit up. But anyway, what I want to say is that with us, we're not privy to share information, and the reason why I've always linked up with you and Ant is because I was going through a volatile time in my life or whatever, but you guys gave me information. It was conversation there. That's how my grandfather raised me. And my thing is that you sharing this out here is showing somebody how you and Aunt both and my cousin is showing how you can blow money and not you're looking at guns. It comes back to guns and butter. It comes back to guns and butter. And it's always going to be that. And I really want us to understand the economics. I want everybody to understand economics, but I want us to understand economics of how we can just sit here and just have money, and just say yo, I'm giving this person, and we're losing money. We're not putting it in real estate. You could take $5 grand, $20 grand. I'll tell it. The other day I was there. I was seeing people buy bottles. I get back on this bottle shit. You're pissing your money away, and it's good to have a good time. But you could buy real estate. You could sit here. You could take $5,000, $10,000, and buy real estate. Have your family have a home, or you could rent it out. And it's up to guys like you who've been through that, Aunt, Cousin L, teaching that to our people and our kids, because it's important. Your children, you want them to be financially responsible. I know you
Keep
do.
it.
Yes,
I'm
but
keep
you know
it-
what? I'm gonna be honest, and this is because 3 got to speak on this on what he did, and actually he did speak on it. But I had a time in my life, y'all. I mean, they was coming in and out. I mean,
It was a good time.
it wasn't PDD parties, but they was close to it. I mean, I'm just keeping it gangster and shit. I mean, we on the Hudson River, the Statue of Liberty right there. I mean, I'm not living that old. I'm done and old right now. I mean, what you want me to do? I had a good time, a great time. So at the end of the day, could I have
Was it worth it?
No.
Was it worth it?
No.
3, was it worth it? Like when you were at your apex, you still at your apex because I see first of all, I'm gonna tell you something right now, and will vouch for it. You have a lot more real estate ahead of you than you do behind you. I believe in you, and I love you as a brother, and I think what you're on and what you're doing right now, you're gonna eclipse a lot of things. But the learning factor of it, would you have done it differently or not?
Yeah, I definitely would do it different. Whole lot different. Like we go back to the investing and buying the house.
10,000 houses and all that.
Stuff, yeah. We go back to that. If I definitely would have knew that then, I would have definitely took my whole advance and made sure I just covered that, and I wouldn't even been pressed to even looking for nothing to even get anything back off of it back then. I would have had that and waiting till all the way up to now, whether I went broke in between that time period or not. I'm gonna know this climate is gonna change.
Yeah.
Hey man, we need this property and we want it for $250,000. I only paid 10
Right.
for a few different properties that I could have actually had for a few different places and landmarks in my. Now it's like that's why I say, man, the best thing that you can get is you some dirt. And that's land.
God ain't making no more of that.
Hey, look, they not making that anymore.
God
They
ain't
can't
making no
remake
more.
that. So once it's gone, it's gone. If you can't buy it from them, then you just can't get it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's the best thing. That I don't care what the put there.
Yeah.
I don't care if you
Preach.
just buy it and you just hold it.
That's right.
Sit on it for a couple years and watch this shit. Goddamn. Well, hey, we need this. Who got this? Well, we want to do this because they might have something directly what they can do. We might just be holding on to it because it's an investment to us.
They're gonna do it to us.
You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's why now I don't look at the money. You know what I'm saying? I look at the
resources.
vision. I look at the resources too, but my vision is what's creating the money.
Right.
If I can't think of these great ideas, if I can't think of these hell of a business plans and come with these mastermind ideas that I come up with, I can't make any money. That's what's gonna make me the money.
Three.
Preach.
I always talk innovation. I think where we lost a lot of things in life is being innovative.
Right.
Out of Reconstruction, we had a lot of innovation with us. Created stoplights.
Right.
Yep.
Created a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Now everybody's doing the same thing. Barbershops, shit like that or whatever. What are you doing to be innovative in life? You know what I'm saying?
Who you inspiring?
Who you inspire?
You know what I'm saying? That's number one. In my like for real, and three, like his whole neighborhood. It was a lot of y'all. It's still a lot of them. So like, bro, when I'm around them, you don't understand how they look at him, and I understand it. You know what I mean? You know how West Boulevard is like that with me. But when I see him, he still got a lot of his homies with him and the youth around. That's why I wanted to do so much with him, because I'm like, man, we need to do this together, bro. But what we got up here, bro, and what we got in here, we gotta connect. That's great for the city, especially the kids that's from where we from, bro. They need that, and the parents need it. The whole community need it. The city need to see it.
Yes, indeed.
Because when we got strength in numbers, the city can't not look at it.
What does I'm gonna ask you first and I'm gonna ask you second. What does Charlotte, not to keep you out, you from up north, but this is about Charlotte right now. We gotta let that be known. What does Charlotte mean to you? I wanna ask you first and I wanna ask you second.
Well, this home, you know, this always been home. So, you know, I love this city to death. I never left. You know what I mean? And I always made money here. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, a lot of people, they move because a job, they moving them there and they say, shit, we're going to take care of you. We're going to put you in a place here. We're going to put you in a car here, and it's different. Or they may just have a workability. When you working for yourself, it's a lot different for you just being able to make a move and start all the way over in a different town. Now, some people do it, but you got to be financially stable to be able to stay here for a whole year or two in L.A. I want to be in L.A., but can I afford to, you know, pray at this, you know, at this time, even at the time period when I felt like I had it, I wasn't willing to take the chance to say, man, this can work. Even though my mom was telling me, like, why don't you just stay in New York? Don't come back down here. This is what she was telling me. Don't come back here. You need to stay up there. You know, won the show. You need to just stay anywhere. Just stay anywhere. Don't come back here. And I'm like, I'm coming back home. I ain't finna be up here with these people. I done did all my interviews and stuff. That's how I'm thinking.
You want to come back home?
Hey, look, I want to come back home. And I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
I'm not missing anything but a bunch of hate. I'm not missing. I live in the hater capital of the world. And it's crazy that I have to say, because I love the city so much. So
He's
the
not
city,
lying.
like the question that he's asking me is what the city mean to you. If you asking that, like, it means everything to me. You know what I'm saying? Being from here, like, this is our city. Like, how when I look on the TV and I see how people rep New York and they rep LA where they from, I rep this city the same way, bro.
So let me. I want to correct. I want to say one thing. I'm not correcting you, but I will say one thing. The same way you feel about your city is kind of the same way I feel about New York City. Like I'm from Queens. I don't want to go back. I like Charlotte. I like having land. I like having house. I like structure. Like I think everybody craves something different from what they're born in. You know what I'm saying? Like I think New York is one of the biggest cities in the world. But like I like actually going into a bar, meeting somebody who's done something, and they will actually talk back to you back. Whereas so was New York, they're like, if I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't mess with you. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
If I don't know, I knew a few of my neighbors, but if I don't know you, I don't know you. That's how up north mentality is. Unless it's changed since I've been there. But like Southern hospitality, just like even you being here and sharing your story is different. Like you got to do politics up there with that, and it's just like I think people crave something that they just were not born in, or being around in. And I can tell you, being in Charlotte, I love this city. I appreciate the experiences I've learned through people, but experience the people that I've met. And it's a reflection on people like you, on people like Ant, and on the city as itself. And that's why I wanted to ask you, what is it to you? And Ant, what is it to you?
Man, mean, it's home, like bro said. It's home. And like you said, it started in college with me because I was gonna go to UNC Charlotte. And my mom was like, no, the hell you not going to UNC Charlotte. You can't even be, it's going to be so many people around. You're going to want to go over there. You know what I'm saying? And she just was like, you need to go away. So that's how I ended up at Georgetown. I was like, I can't go too far. So it was a 3-hour drive. But even when I made, like, you know, I got used to Atlanta. You know, Atlanta's fun and shit, but especially back then. But it mean everything to me, man. Like, where I'm from, ain't nobody made it like that at that level. Like 3, he can't name somebody else who's seen everything he done did from his section, from North Charlotte. And nobody ever made it like that. So we had a lot of like, you know, like we had a lot of shit in common because we felt that way. We had different paths, but when you bring it back home, you know what I'm saying? It feel different, bro. Like when you leave Charlotte and go get all of that knowledge and all of that different, you know, that different culture in different places, you get to learn a lot of shit people where you from don't get. So you can bring that straight back. Foundation, whatever you want to do, charities, whatever you want to do to bring it back and give the whole section knowledge on shit. Even when you think they're not listening, they're listening.
Why'd you name yourself 3? What was the inspiration behind that name?
Well, I had 3 different incidents that happened to me in life. You know, I had just turned 30, and 3 really came about because the Def Jam deal. I really had to just leave the S-Dub name because they had owned the name.
Yeah.
When I signed the deal, they had owned the name.
Took your name.
So yeah, it took the name. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm just like, because it was 6 years before I got out of the deal. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like, if I change the name and I say, shit, I ain't S-Dub no more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the only way that I could really kind of find a way to get out. And my ex-manager, at the time, he was like, man, why you want to name yourself 3? I was like, man, well, I got 3 life situations that happened to me, and I got 3 situations that happened within my career. Now, the 3 situations that happened in my life was me getting shot 6 times throughout the Def Jam deal, my heart stopping from an asthma attack throughout the Sony deal, and me getting caught in a federal indictment. Now, if we talking about the career-wise, through all of these 3 incidents, the first incident I was signed with Def Jam, second incident I was signed with Sony, third incident I got the
indictment joint.
No, I got the indictment, but I got on the BET show during the indictment.
Oh, okay.
I was on the ankle monitor when I was competing for the show.
Yeah.
They didn't know that. I had it covered up, but by the time that they find the pilot, because when you doing a reality show or series, American Idol or stuff like that, they got to pitch the pilot to see who actually wants to pick up the show. So they send it and say, okay, do VH1 want to do this person wanted, and BET ended up picking it up after a whole year. So within that year, I get off my ankle monitor, so I'm able to go to New Jersey and compete. I'm able to go to our hometown and compete.
Blessings.
You know what I'm saying?
And Jay, that's right.
Mama love. Mama love.
Jay, that's right.
Mama love. Jersey.
We don't get much props in Jay, man.
I had to shout her out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mama love get love.
Mama
Went to New
love
Jersey.
always- Yeah, Mama love definitely represents MJ.
Went to New Jersey and competed for the finals, and you know, came down to the top 3, and I am 3, so you know what happened when it's come down.
That's
to
the
top
3-3-3.
You know what I'm saying? It's the finale. You win.
That's right.
Hey, look, you win. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I never worried about actually winning the show because I knew I was experienced. Not that it, because the judges, people, they probably felt like it was a lot of different people that was better than me. You see what I'm saying? But when it came to the finale, I wasn't worrying about like how fresh I was because I was fresh the whole show of me competing. Now, when we talk about finale, I do it like if it's for the Grammys.
Yeah.
So my outfit on the finale was costume. It wasn't like I could have been in the fly shit.
Whoa, no,
I could have been in the
three,
fur.
three, chill. You talking that fly shit?
I
Right
mean,
now.
that's what but I was more in costume. You know what I'm saying? Because this was art.
Right.
Yeah. no
At the
doubt.
time period when I was actually competing for the show, we was having a riot here in Charlotte, and they was marching because I forget who it was, but he got killed downtown.
I've been Keith Lamont Scott.
Exactly who
Yeah.
it was. It was Keith Lamont Scott when I was
2016.
competing for the show. And I remember telling them on the show when they were saying like, hey, who do you dedicate this performance to? I said, I dedicate this to my city as a whole. We going through a crisis right now.
Yeah.
I said, my city, we on the news, we marching, because when he got, when they did that to him down there, we was down there marching and really going hard. So I remember dedicating that, so that's why I came out. I came out the way I came out as a prophet.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you know what? All of this with my city going through, if I win this,
That was a
then
real.
this was a moment to where it's like, yo, man, he done went up there and did something. But it's crazy because I don't even think my city and the people around, I don't think they paid attention to like.
They ain't paying enough attention, bro.
I really put blood, sweat, and tears
it.
to get the acknowledgement.
Hey, say
like
it,
you
baby.
gotta think.
Bro.
Like we went to different cities.
I'ma let
They
'em-
had auditions in LA. They had auditions in Atlanta, Chicago, like places. I'm a Charlotte that's born and raised. I win the whole show. Like I'm talking about, do you know how many people competed for the show for them to look and say, listen, you are the one. You win. That speaks volumes,
I'ma
bro. You
keep
know
it
what I'm
a
saying?
bean.
And not only that,
Three.
before you say that, before you say that, not only that, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say before I say.
Let him work.
But not only that, not only do I win the show, but you got to think about, I had already had 2 accomplishments before that with the Sony deal, Def Jam deal. So that's why I say the threes, they follow me. They like angels to me. It's like certain times I be riding and I can look over, I can see it. It be 333 somewhere. It be something that's letting me know that you're protected with these, because like you got to think of even the name change for me to take that. And when people say, what's up with the 3, man? Because 3 means a lot to me too, man. What's up? And I'm able to explain that I went through a trial of these 3 things in my career and these 3 things in my personal life. Man, that's hell of a substance right there.
They ain't paid enough attention, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
I swear to God, on my bro, you remember when I saw you at Red 28, bro. This one I got like 20 people with me. I'm in the league still, and I get up and I'm like, they're like, where you going? I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm going to see my partner, bro. Like I hadn't seen him in years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how that shit should be with everything with him.
Right.
In my opinion. And I mean that. I don't give people their flowers when they don't deserve it, because there's too many people capping out here.
Well, so I remember 3 had a party, had a show at it was up one of them spots, and I drove up there and I saw him perform and I gave him a ride back. And I never saw him perform before. We drove back together. Remember, am I lying?
I was like, yeah, give me a ride back.
Give me a ride back.
Yeah.
And I gave him a ride back, and I was just so at awe of the performance. And you know, and I realized I didn't know the background, and I was a witness of history.
Yeah, right.
I'm driving back with 3. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know.
The fact he was like, yo, man, you want me to take you back? You're like, man, damn, man. Like, I ain't know you would jump in the car and want me to take you back to where we, you know what I mean?
He know you was from North Charlotte at first either. He probably, I don't know, man, this is kind of crazy. Nah, I'm just saying from New York, but I don't know, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I know you from Infused. You know what's all up. So speaking of North Charlotte, we got to wrap it up soon, but I want to get on something real quick because we got to stay on topic. B. We lost B this year. I know that was your, and I want to tell you something. So I know Big B from the barbershop, and I used to go to Justin's barber. I go to Justin's barbershop all the time. And I hang out there, and I remember B used to walk in, and like there's 2 guys that really I had a good time when they were in the barbershop. Vaughn was one, and left from Left Rack, and B was the other. Like B coming in, it's a movie. It's just fun. And people don't know like the loving heart. Well, I know the loving heart that he had. I I sit down talking about boxing. I remember he went to DC to watch the Gervonta Davis fight. But like that was your friend, that was your boy,
Special
that was your
dude.
heart. And I first of all, we want to give the flowers to him. We want to give a rest in power to him, rest in heaven, and because I know he embodies Charlotte, especially North Charlotte. But what did he mean to you? If I'm out of pocket by asking that, I'd be like,
It's I don't know, man. It's just this is my first time really even kind of really touching on it. You know what I mean? So it's just like that's kind of one of them things like you never imagine a person like that leaving, like the good, the bad, no matter what, because we done just escaped everything. You know what I'm saying? And for us to escape what we escaped, and we get to a place to where it's like it's paradise to us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I just never imagined actually losing a person like that. I imagine us being 60, 70 years old on the boat, smoking a cigar and like talking about like, boy, goddamn, you remember when we did that and we made it from this and we escaped from this. So it's just like, it still haven't been something that I've been able to really digest like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and I really don't really kind of like try to go too much deep into thought about them because I know my stress level. I know I end up in the hospital because my mind started running.
Racing.
And people be like, people don't know, like, when they be saying, damn, I can't sleep at night, a lot of time your mind is running too much.
Exactly,
You got too much that's going on here. You know how sometimes you be asleep, but you be feeling like you're really not asleep. It's like you thinking the whole
still
time.
thinking,
it's like you just like, when you wake up, even when you wake up, you're like, damn, it's still on my mind.
You know what that is though?
What's that?
Fucking genius, man.
Yeah.
We fucking try to conquer the world.
Yeah, man. We always thinking. We always out the box. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talking like, this guy was like my shadow. When I say shadow, I mean like if I turn around, I know that this person gonna be there. If I make a call, I know that this person gonna be there. So, you actually losing that, it's like, that takes a lot from me. You know what I'm saying? Because, foundation, when we come to this table, we talking mafia, we talking about La Familia, we talking about real people that's gonna be there, stand up. We talking about if a situation go down, he the first one that's standing out there like, bro, get in the car. I got this.
I didn't know
the type of person he was.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know until I saw him pass. I saw videos of him in the background cheering you on. To me, I always saw him happy. I love. But he was cool with me, man.
Yeah, bro, I mean, he was a top soldier.
He was a big dog. But I'm gonna tell you, he was like, he reminds you of just that person, like you said. He gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
His personality, no matter what.
Who he was, just in general. You know what I'm saying?
Just like I'm talking about, we'll talk about anything, but he gonna make you laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might get dangerous, but he was just so,
anything
bro. He was. I'm gonna tell you exactly what he was, bro. In my opinion, for real, he was the quintessential Charlotte person.
Yeah,
like Charlotte dude, bro. If I saw him and never met him, and we was in another city, I'd be like, bro, you from North Carolina? And he'd say, are you from Charlotte? I'm like, I can tell.
Yeah.
You like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like New York guys are like that too. You know
Just
what I mean?
a life of the party, man.
Yeah, boy, he was like that, man.
He was a one-on-one guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
man.
all around. You know what I mean?
All
Loved
around,
his
bro.
family. He loved his dogs. I'm talking about like he loved his man. Like for real. Like, he was a person that he probably talked to 30, 40 different a day. Now I can't do that. But the person that he was, he had several different relationships on all sides. Like when he say boss of the city, it didn't have anything to do with any money.
Yeah.
It was who he was as a person. I can take you and I can put you in position. I can let you meet the right person that you need to meet. I can put you with him, bro. Y'all need to go together, man. Look, y'all two need to fuck with each other. He had the power of actually doing that.
Right.
So his message of boss of the city, it didn't have nothing to do with like, oh, I got the most money, come the boss of the city. His message was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the boss because I can stop beefs.
Yeah.
I can make this person be like, yo, you need to holler at him.
Right.
I can go and I can stop this. I can go and I can be like, man, listen, that shit dead. And it can be dead. That's just the type of person he was.
You see him move through a room, man.
Yeah.
He might be with a table of white girls, making them laugh.
Yeah.
He with the homies. He with the other homies. He go to the other table with the white guys playing chess. Everybody laughing. He vibe with everybody. It was natural. Bro.
Yeah, I miss my boy,
like
man.
Godfather
I
of the
really,
city.
you know, and the biggest thing is it's you know, to have to see, you know, his kids and his wife and his brothers and his mother actually still going through this with not even finding no justice.
Right.
Haven't been any justice yet. So his wife, she told me one time, she said, 3, I don't even know who to look at. I don't even know if somebody coming shaking my hand and giving me a hug, because who knows? Who knows who done it? You know what I'm saying? Who knows who was a part of this? If you don't get no justice, you just left with that thought. On top of having to grieve.
Right.
On top of still trying to keep it all together and still try to register as you waking up. You know, she been with this since we was about in 8th grade or like, you know, look at the history.
Yeah.
Like this, like all your kids is about like, you know, like that's a hard thing. Like that's her whole life.
And I remember
her whole life.
And I
you know what
remember, I just remember B talking about like, yo, I see being a barbershop. He talking about, I didn't know he had rental property. Like he was a smart brother. Like he was about that, but he was a smart brother. And I just remember the energy. I always define people by energy. And I love being around. I love being around him, and I miss him, and I want to give a rest in heaven to him. Before we get out of here, there's just too much to unpack with you.
Right.
I want to say,
we definitely part two.
Yeah, we definitely.
Bullshit.
Hold on,
two
Rob.
for
Let me
sure.
just say
No.
something.
Let
me say one thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When I first moved out here, 3, it was Ant. Of course, I knew Ant. You introduced me to me. Of course, you know what I mean? 3, and then 3 introduced me to B, and my daughter came out here. So I wanted to share this story.
Oh yeah,
my
definitely,
daughter came out here for
definitely.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Lauren.
And Lauren. And she was on the podcast, and you guys seen her. And we all sat down together.
Shout out to Lauren, by the way.
Yeah. And we all sat down together, and B was looking at me like, "You got your daughter with you?" This is the first time I ever in my life was at a bar with my daughter. But I didn't know where to go. Yeah. I was like, "This is Rob Place." I mean, no, my daughter.
It's not Rob Place. Don't say it's Rob Place.
That's not Rob. Call it Rob. But 3.
I get it.
But B was like, yo, like, you got to get your daughter and kicking with her, and we always laughing and joking, and those are the moments that, you know what I mean? I'm just a regular person, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeking to find happiness from all the stuff that we all been through. And to have my daughter, and you was like, yo, them girls around your age go over there, and my daughter over there, you know what I mean? It's a good thing. Like, you guys got some good hearts, and that's just like one of my memories that I had, and it was a good time, man.
Well, I will tell you, I bought Lawrence to that bar. Well, Cousin L. I bought Cousin L to that bar. I bought him to that bar because I was very I still am. I'm comfortable with the people that are in there, and like I'm not one of them. You know, I'm from. Doesn't matter where I'm from. We are from the same energy. It's about energy. It's not about where you're from, where you grew up at. It's about your energy. And I always believe in that. It's not about, we don't own none of these blocks. We don't own none of these states. We don't own none of this shit. We don't own none of these teams.
Right.
But we own our energy. And I want to have my energy with certain people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes us us.
Yeah, but X, stop following my daughter, X.
Wow. We went left.
X in there.
I'm messing around.
Let's go get that.
No, X watched this. He watched every episode.
Before we get out of here, we got to have a part. I think we got to have a part 2. We have so much to unpack. But like, top 5. We're top 5. Talk nice. Talk nice.
Now
Talk nice.
We talking your all
Okay,
time.
look, I'll give you 2 categories.
Now, cause you know,
I'll give you artist and lyricist.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's what I was gonna say.
I'll give you artist and lyricist.
I'm talking about this because like we gotta. If we talking top 5 of all time, see when I think of top 5 of all time, I think about people that's great owner off their job. That's like Jordan was great owning off the court.
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like people like he's a great.
He's a great.
Like of all time. You see what I'm saying? Not in my top 5, but a great of all time because we got errors.
Queens.
I know it's Queens, but we have errors. No, I'm saying we have
Right,
errors.
get off the
I
Queens
gotta. Well, if I'm speaking on my top 5,
mouth
It's
has to
about
go.
you. It's about you.
No,
Your
and
five
not
bottom-
only that, I have to speak about people that I know that's in my era, that I came up off of the
ahead.
music. I learned
That's
something
what
from
I
them.
wanna hear.
Studied, you know what I'm saying?
But
So,
then I want to hear the other 5.
yeah, because
on and
people
off.
with top 5s, you got to go, like, if we talking about top 5 of lyricists, Jada and it's different people that should
I
be
want
there.
to. So listen. I want to
All
hear.
time.
I want to hear. I want to hear
All time, and then I'll tell-
I already know shit. I want to know your
All time.
top
Yeah.
5 artists, top 5 lyricists. Then we'll go to the groups after that. Then we gotta wrap up.
Okay.
So top 5 artists.
All time, top 5 artists all time. My one would always be Tupac Shakur. I mean, because that's why I like that's like my fuel. That's like my I mean, you know what I mean.
Talk nice.
We talking, and like when I say all time, I'm talking not just rap. I'm talking about from a political standpoint. I'm talking about rapper. I'm talking about with the women. I'm talking about with movies. I'm talking about with fashion. I'm talking about with everything overall. And, you know what I'm saying? Not just like not just. I'm talking about, you know, because we have to go back if we gonna say lyricist, then we have to go with a Biggie because it was nobody more clever.
That's a separate though. I'm giving you
Separate, okay, cool.
top 5 artists.
Okay, top 5.
Because Pac wore the chastity belt and tub.
Yeah.
He was fashion and everything.
Tupac Shakur 1. Andre 3000 number 2.
This is in order or this is
No,
this is
an artist.
This can be
I'm
order.
surprised a
artists.
little bit right now, but
Yeah,
I knew they was
but-
gonna be in there because we talked about that.
But I have to say Andre 3000 at 2 because like my brother used to have a Diplomat, and I remember saying this in a record. I was like sitting in the back seat of my brother 10 Diplomat. I wasn't old enough to smoke. He'll let me catch contacts.
Yeah.
Southern Plains. I was like,
Southern playalistic Cadillac.
exactly. I was like,
Talk that shit.
Southern playalistic play through his speakers, his trunk rattling.
You in the back.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in
So
the
you-
back
you
seat, so
feeling the
like
bass.
this, I'm sitting in the back seat, so it's like
How was shit?
I had to learn the music.
How was you in the backseat though? You like this or you?
No, I'm just sitting in, and look, I'm trying to inhale the weed that they smoke. I'm young. I'm a kid, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't old enough to smoke. He'll let me catch contact. Southern playalistic play through his speakers, his trunk rattling.
That's hard.
I stare outside my window, I'm thinking about where I want to be and who I want to be. You know what I'm saying?
They don't know what
so
that
it's
did.
like,
Yeah.
I have to say 3000 because my brother, he played it so much. And again, we go back to that being my first inspiration of wanting to be a rapper.
Yeah.
So when he was listening to, I'm like, dang, god dang on me, you. I mean, I had to listen to this.
So give me.
That's soul
So give me.
music,
So
So
give me.
he would be number 2. Number 3 would be Jay.
See, I thought he would be high on your list.
Huh?
I thought he would be higher
He's
on your
high,
list.
but not higher
That's
than
three's
Pop.
high.
Not higher
It's
than
only
3,000.
5.
I know, but I'm saying
But I
like
feel you. Not high. Okay, yeah. I
I'm
get
going
it.
is so we would go
We got 3 of the same, and our top 5 is in different order.
One would be Tupac. 2 would be Andre 3000. 3 would be Jay. 4 would be Biggie. And
Hold on, Biggie.
I
Why
wasn't-
Biggie?
huh?
Why Biggie?
I won the talent show with Biggie like 4 years in a row with One More Chance, and not only that, he one of the most cleverest lyricists I ever heard in my life.
Fact, though.
You know what I'm saying? And I only and that always alternate from him being number 3 ahead of Jay and 4, but I would just Jay, he really was outlived him.
Yeah.
So
Right.
he was able to actually do more.
You gotta
So you see what I'm saying?
You
So
that
like-
timeline, in that little timeline, when did Jay pass Biggie?
I'm not even really gonna say pass. I'm just saying he just really kind of like he did more. So
You
I
see, he
was
just
able
had
to,
more of a tenure.
yeah.
So Biggie would have been maybe that.
And mind you, I'm naming my top 5 off of
Pac is
on
different
and
for-
off the rap. Like so, if we going into business, I'm just like Jay. He just done. I mean,
Biggie business was right.
I know, but I'm saying he didn't have
Little Kim
enough
and all-
time. We talking
Yeah,
2
yeah.
hours.
He had the Brooklyn Mint and all that.
Yeah,
Biggie he was actually ahead of Puffy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I'm
Money-wise?
talking
You
about.
talking about business?
No, business-wise. Because he had his clothing line before Puffy was at Sean.
Not business-wise with Puffy. No.
No, bro, not then.
You don't think so?
No.
No,
Come on, y'all.
Absolutely not.
Bro, you
Only
gotta
so we
start-
separate
You talking
now?
about the guy that brought him in? Like he didn't.
Puffy.
brought him from that
All
type
right,
of
but
shit.
Biggie had Brooklyn Mint. Them big B's on his
Yeah,
shirt.
Brooklyn Mint. But I'm saying he didn't
Puffy
have.
did have Sean John came out in like almost 1999.
With the
Yeah,
numbers.
1999. But I'm saying,
He
like,
gone by then.
imagine the money that he already made. Like he was bringing them juicy records. That was him bringing them in. Yeah.
Look at
Biggie had
us.
to wrap up. But I'm saying you got to think. This is the guy that actually signed him. So like business wise, you know, like he
All right,
was.
but
You know
Biggie
what I
had
mean?
Little Kim. What artist on Bad Boy was selling more than Little Kim?
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying whose label they under?
They're under
Not,
Undies.
no, not for.
Huh?
You talking about
Undies.
under
Lil'
the? You
Kim
talking about
was
under?
Biggie, that's Biggie artist.
Yeah,
I know.
It's his artist,
Yeah.
but what?
Junior
hey,
Mafia.
look, but whose label is all that under? It's still under Bad Boy. Now, who
That
labels
was
is
his
that?
baby.
That's Diddy, right?
Yeah, that's that was
I don't
Bad
know.
Boy.
So
I
I'm
don't
talking. What I'm saying, like,
Atlantic, I think was
yeah,
was that. Was
yeah.
that,
But
was that.
what I'm saying is like with business, you got to think. Diddy's the one that was bringing those McDonald deals with the Big Mac and
Yeah.
with
Yeah, I'm
the
not- I'm
Craig
not-
Mac
I'm
and
not
the
taking
different
nothing
stuff.
but Diddy
No, but
credit.
that's what I'm saying. Me either, but I'm just saying like far as if we talking like business, like and you know, people got to deal with their demons, how they deal with it. You know, unfortunately, what he's going through.
Right.
But if we talking business, if we talking groundbreaking, he's one of the best to ever do it.
So you got.
See what I'm saying?
So you got
Go ahead.
a big three.
No, I got a big 4. I just
Yeah,
We
big
said
four, yeah.
five. We went at five.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this
I'm
fifth.
we went
did
into
Mount Rushmore
conversation
next.
on the 4. So we got Tupac, we got Andre 3000 as 2.
And this is in order.
We got
Jay-Z.
alternate if Jay-Z, but it alternates sometimes when I go back and I live in the life after death, he may go to 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Life After Death. Life After Death
Yeah.
was the best song I've ever heard in my life.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, he may
a movie.
alternate
It's a
from
movie.
3
It's a
and
movie.
4, but we gonna just say
So Big
Jay-Z
RJ.
3, Biggie 4,
Yeah.
and we're gonna say 5.
Come on now.
I can't wait to
Future.
Now, how about lyricists?
Hey,
You with the future?
You know what's crazy? Wait. No,
I was gonna say Nas,
didn't bro
but-
come on here? Was my man Tigo? If I'm not mistaken,
Tigo B.
did he
Shout
not have?
respect.
Did he have Future in his top 5, or
Yeah,
am I
he did.
tripping?
He did. But he was talking about, Tigo talked about, we posted today, he talked about quantity over quality.
Yeah.
And, I get what he was saying. But
He was with the quality,
His
he
best
was just
artist was
talking about-
Kanye West.
So
Yeah,
why
Kanye
Future?
was his number.
Huh? Why
Yeah.
Future 3?
I mean, because he's been
5.
the most consistent, and you know, we talking 15, 16 years. Like
Drake been
Yeah.
consistent?
yeah, Drake have too, but I'm gonna pick a Future over Drake. It's more
Why is that?
relatable to me.
More relatable to you.
The music is more
Right.
relatable to me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes
And I never, it's never been a cat out there that kept it as street as Future that got the accolades. Is what I'm saying.
I
Like
don't
he's 40 years old and he's still going number 1. I don't know nobody that's 40 still like going number 1.
Name
Lyrics-
a rapper in the
lyrics.
South that's had a longer run.
Like who's
than
been
him.
more consistent? I'm talking about like
It's crazy.
Who has more
South?
hits?
From the
who has
South.
more
But,
hits?
but see, my thing is that's why I get a little conflicted. It's gonna run over a little bit. I'm sorry, Sony.
South.
Yeah. But
Mama
like,
Love.
No,
Mama
South,
Love,
Mama
yeah, she
Love.
getting mad now.
Southwise, it gets a little ticklish. You guys always put Andre 3000 in the category,
Watch
and
this. Here you go.
his single situation is not nothing. When you have like a Future. It's not nothing. He's never had a single album. Love and Below was an Outkast
All right,
album.
but still, he's still
It does
holding
not
ground.
matter. So then
Rob,
put
stop.
Prodigy
Every time we
in
do
there.
this
Put
shit.
Prodigy
All
in
right,
there.
hold on. Now you talking.
Yeah,
Mobb Deep
I
is
know
my
what I'm
favorite.
talking. But I'm saying
All right.
like I understand Outkast is nice. I understand Andre is nice. But what I always say about him is that it takes a lot for
The
a single
South got
artist.
something to say.
The
You
South
see
got
that?
something to say.
That's
Bro,
what it was.
dog.
That's what it was.
It was the break.
It
It,
changed
broke
with that?
everything. It broke
changed-
the
Yeah.
barrier.
But no.
broke the barrier.
Yeah.
That's not.
And
that's,
look, when he
what
was
you
saying
what you
that,
saying
they
yeah
won.
for?
What I'm saying?
They won.
They
Fuck outta
won.
here.
Yeah, ain't nobody no Jersey.
They
It's
won.
free.
We
He
won.
was saying this when they actually won, so
I'm
they
rooting
was
for the
knowing
underdog.
it.
That's
Rob.
exactly what
I
I'm
root
saying.
for the underdog.
Decorum. We got
Yeah, come on,
order
you
in
in
the
the
court. Order in
pocket
the court.
now.
Let's go.
You in the pocket
Okay,
now.
I ain't gonna start no arguments. Let's go because we can do shit tomorrow.
No,
Tuesday,
don't try to
half
jump
off.
left now.
We'll get part 2.
Lyricism.
Definitely part 2.
Lyricism.
Definitely.
Lyricism. Who your best lyricist?
I might have to go Biggie.
Okay. I ain't mad at you with that.
I
Talk
ain't mad at
nice.
you at all. I
Talk
like that.
nice.
Biggie.
I like
Sitting
that.
in the crib dreaming about Learjets and coops, the way Salt shoots and how to sell
clever.
records like Snoop.
Oops.
Oops.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Talk to
clever.
me. Who else?
Too clever.
Yes.
Jay go back on the list.
Joe Kogan.
I was like,
Don't forget your man now.
Come on now. Oh, man.
I love DMX. I love
That's
DMX.
hard.
There we go.
Get
I
that.
gotta put X. I gotta put the dog, man.
I take
Dog.
some.
Shout out to the dog.
Is that the dog?
I take
Nah, that's-
I take
that's
some.
Nas,
I take
Nas.
summers off. I take summers off because I love winter beef.
No, that's my favorite.
I heard that. Look at Queen.
Yeah.
He gonna put some. I told you, bro. I gotta deal with this every Monday.
Yeah.
Every Monday I gotta deal with it.
I gotta throw Jada on there.
Jada's
Like
official.
But
Yeah,
Jada,
official.
hold on, no. Jada don't make good albums, though.
Yeah, but still, we
Lyricist.
talking lyricists.
Okay.
Lyricist.
Pusha T, fifth.
Ooh. So let me ask you a
like
question.
that.
Let me ask you a question.
I ain't mad at
I gotta hear your opinion about this.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad. Push T is prime. But so who I want to ask y'all. I want to ask y'all this question. Would y'all take Jadakiss or the present Fabulous?
Jada,
Oh yeah, they talk about that. all the
Jada, could you
time.
work out with that?
Well, in terms of what?
Just lyric.
Fab, he up there. But Jada, I got the damn, that's tough.
Fab
I'm
is
saying
tough.
like albums and
Fab is-
mixtapes. I'm gonna take Fab.
Soul tapes.
He
soul
can't rap better than
Summertime shootouts.
Freestyles,
Fab is
in
growing.
general, like
Fab
it
is
is,
growing.
yeah.
Jadakiss
Fab didn't pass
is
bro.
Mace yet, bro. Stop.
Jadakiss. No, I love
Okay.
Fab, bro. He
Jadakiss
better.
is gun bars. Fab is grown. Fab is grown so
So how we
much.
gonna
Fab,
compare
bro.
that then?
He ain't passed Mace yet.
How we gonna compare that? Because Jadakiss can rap better than Fab.
You think so?
And Jada,
Yeah.
and Jada was in an era to where like
He took him
In
out
my
of the
he
opinion,
rapped
verses.
with the best of
Verses
them, like
don't-
Biggie and Jay
Verses
and
don't
all
mean
the
what?
best of them.
Well-
and what he did on Verses, it was so iconic. That's one of the best moments.
Well,
we go.
Jada
Say it again.
Jada won the verses for Dipset.
No, and Fab. He beat Fab.
No, I know he be Fab, but I'm trying to say when you sit down and listen to Fab, listen, I like wine. I like red wine.
See, this is
When I
different.
when I sit-
go along
Jadakiss
with it.
rapping to them.
Three. When I sit down, listen,
they
when I sit
drinking
down and sip
Hennessy.
my red wine, I like to hear Fab. If I'm drinking Hennessy, I want to hear Jada.
That's why I don't compare them to like everybody been trying to do that shit, bro.
Hey, listen, they all good. They all good.
So let's
That's
People
that's
get
the
emotional.
so let's wrap it up. So I want to say for the culture, I want to give you your respect and props. You are a person of iconic fashion. We didn't even touch on your clothes, and we got to do it next time because you got the Full Life clothing, and you've been moving that for a long time, and we all are wearing it right now, and you're doing acting. You're a trendsetter, and I appreciate you being on here on this podcast. Conversations have been awesome.
Yes.
It's been awesome. It's been totally
There's gotta
awesome.
be a part
dude.
two, y'all.
Yeah, it's been
There
totally
gotta be
awesome.
a part
dude.
two. We need to get,
Oh, well, I got
Yeah.
a website. It's called ForLifeCollection.com. And it's FALIFE collection.com. And, they can see, the website from there. But, I have a lot of, custom orders that I actually do from people that actually reach out through DMs and, through Instagram and stuff. But, for the most part, ForLifeCollection.com, they can, leave an email on there and just, they can shop and see what the things that we got on there.
How do we get your music?
The music, Apple, iTunes, and Spotify, all platforms, Tidal, whatever, and it's up under numeral 3. So you can look at, all my albums, all of the singles and releases up under all platforms, up under numeral 3 for sure.
For a message to Charlotte, what would you have to say closing out?
Be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because, we have a lot of people that go for Atlanta sound and they not from Atlanta. They go from New Orleans sound and they not from New Orleans. So it's like, be yourself because we still looking to build our own identity to where they can identify as like, you from Charlotte, ain't you? That's extremely tough for the catch a guy because you have these people, they haven't built their identity yet. So if they ain't got their identity, it's like, if you sounding like this person, they were like, oh yeah, man, you sound like you from such and such. Cause I feel like Charlotte sound is a soulful sound.
It's different.
I feel like it's soulful.
Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah, exactly.
People like that, bro.
It's very soulful, you know what I mean? So, I would just say, be yourself and find your identity.
What you say to the youth that's up and coming in music? That's my last question.
Well, and I'm actually working with, some schools to actually get into some schools and teach the youth their own original music instead of going on the old original way to where they actually, they having teachers in just teaching them like these 5 like their own, the same Christmas carols and stuff. I want to come in and have a producer do a beat that have an 808, but the music is still positive and educational.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been kind of doing, and I got an LLC for that to actually teach music, they own original music in school, to where some of the kids that's in there, I can find the next little stars. And just like they learn a song on the radio, they can learn their own music. So, you know what I mean?
Shout out your LLC on that.
And I don't know nobody that's done did that either.
That's
go
different.
In public schools and actually teach
Right. Well,
their own original music.
last question. What about the guys that's going bald that's trying to go braids?
Chill out.
What about the guys that's trying to go bald? That's going bald and trying to go braids.
Three.
Right?
Shout out your LLC, though. So people can find you.
It's called
Find the LLC.
Drop the Mic. That's the LLC for that.
For that,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? The entity. Other than that, the for life, we try to keep everything up under the same umbrella so people don't get it confused. You
That's
know
dope.
what I mean? And they can identify and say, okay, dang, that's for life. He got this products, he got that products, he got wine, he got clothing, he got, movies, he got this, you know what I'm saying? So it's music, you know what I mean? So it's like
Yo, for the record, I want to say I'm dressed for life from head to toe. It's not a movement. It's not only a clothing. It's a movement and a culture. And I've been subscribing to that culture for a while now, and I love your vibe, brother. I love how you move. I love how you articulate your situation and what you're doing in Charlotte. What do you see as your future endeavors? You can't give everybody before we get off, but like what do you see as what do you see yourself getting yourself into? Because I'm a fan, and I gotta what I mean? I'm a real fan.
Well, lately I just been kind of tapped in with the movies, man. It's a lot more hassle than the music. With the music, it's like you're gonna be the last one to get paid. Especially just being up under label, they need every dime back before you receive anything.
Anything, right?
So it's like with the movies, you get up front and back end, and you actually, have a consumer that they don't have to know you to want to watch you in a movie, especially if you're a pretty good actor. You know what I'm saying? Now, musically, if a person not popping, the street's not talking about you, but you can be a good rapper, it's gonna take them a lot more time to actually say, yo, this nigga hard. You know what I mean? So you may have to do that a different way visually, but it's kind of like, I look forward to being in just more film. Of course, music is like therapy to me, so I want to do, a lot more music. But I'm doing this for the sport now. There ain't nothing to get nothing off of it. So lately, I've just been songwriting. I want to do more songwriting and try to plan some of these songs that I have for so many big league people that I done had. Try to see how I can land some placements with them. And, of course, fashion, you know what I'm saying? I love fashion. And I'm just going to keep on elevating into the fashion world and opening up my own academy where, like I said, I can teach the kids their own music.
That's what's up.
And I can have some other colleagues and people come teach them about sports, come teach other people how to be a seamstress.
Teach them how to wear clothes. Yeah. Different.
But we're gonna talk about
teaching about videography and everything.
Before we leave, I had a question, and Rob cut me off, and they all.
That's what I do.
Yes, I was saying that if you growing braids or a fade, but you're going bald.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Go to Turkey. You pay 11.90
Cut it all
euros
off, man.
or
You
cut it
get
all
too
off.
old, man. What you gonna do?
What you do?
Turkey.
What you
Hey,
gonna do? You
Turkey.
get a
I ain't heard nothing about
What can you do about that?
I
If you
mean,
going bald, you on a break, get you a little bit of weed.
that's
in
why
there,
you got
baby.
them hats for them
Man,
bros,
what you
right?
Get surgery on this.
Yo,
I love that. I love to have a good time, but I love to laugh and everything like that. And it's most respect to my man 3. He held me down from the beginning with my daughter and everything, and I love that. When I didn't know nobody, yo, I'm over here,
so
and the girls was over here.
So for the record, I want to say something. And I'm glad for my cousin being here and more and Aunt being here. We've been trying to get 3 on here for a minute, and I just this was the interview that I always wanted, and I appreciate you pulling up and being here. It means a lot to me.
Absolutely.
And I thank you so
family.
much. Yeah. I thank you so much. I'm very
too,
humble.
bro.
I know we got started a little late. I'm sorry. But thank you so much for being here, brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah.
From
So
my soul, bro.
Charlotte on the scene. No caps tonight.
Ain't no cap
It's a wrap.
tonight. Yeah, it's a wrap.
No.
Hey, mama love.